You wanted the best. You've got the best podcast. The hottest podcast in the world. The Chris Voss Show, the preeminent podcast with guests so smart you may experience serious brain bleed. Get ready. Strap yourself in. Keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the vehicle at all times, because you're about to go on a monster education roller coaster with your brain. Now, here's your host, Chris Voss.
Hi, folks. Voss here from the ChrisVossShow.com, the ChrisVossShow.com. Hey, we're going to hear another great podcast and brilliant people. We certainly appreciate you guys tuning in. Be sure to give us a like, subscribe to us on YouTube. You can see the video version of this conversation at youtube.com/Chris Voss and thecvpn.com. Refer it to all your friends, neighbors, and relatives. Hey, lately I've been playing with this really cool app. It's a social media type app. We'll get into the details of it. It's called the iFollow app, and we've been playing with it. And today we have the CEO and president of iFollow on, Jonathan Viverette. We're going to be talking to him about the app and why he built it and some of the background on it, and this should be a pretty cool conversation. Jonathan, early in his adolescence life, joined the U.S. Marine Corps in 2004 as an opportunity to serve his country, develop leadership abilities, and be part of a noble cause. From there, Jonathan attended Governors State University in University Park, Illinois, where he studied computer software programming and focused on computer science. He graduated in 2015 with a BA in business and entrepreneurial aspirations. Jonathan started his own trucking company called V&V Express Trucking, and he's been an operations supervisor at FedEx and became operations manager at FedEx Ground. Welcome to the show, Jonathan. How are you, sir?
Good. How about yourself today, sir?
Awesome sauce. You need to send me one of my fall hats so I can wear it during the show.
Definitely will.
All right. So you launched your own social media app. Give us the .coms first so people can start looking at it, download, and sign up for it.
You can check it out, www.ifollowapp.com. That's the letter ifollowapp.com.
Awesome sauce. And I downloaded it, installed it on my thing, and signed up. And I've been playing with it, messaging people, talking to them, everything, trying to get a good feel for the app. So tell us what the app is.
It's a video sharing, picture sharing app. What we did was I created it because I took, I just took things that I didn't like in other social media apps, which was mainly like how social media apps controlled most of our privacy. And I just created something to put put that control back into the user's hands itself. So that was the goal of it. And, to get rid of the algorithms where, like social media sites only show, if you post, like they only show you to a selected, amount of audiences and things like that. So here at iFollow, like if you, we have a model, you post more, seen more. So the more you post, the more you're seen. So if you post public stories, you're seen by every user on the app.
Mm-hmm. And what would be, if you were to compare it to some different apps or maybe a multitude, because I think you may have bundled this into a few different type of competitors, what would you say it's like? TikTok, Facebook, give us a thing of maybe what's it emerged from, because you've kind of merged the best of all the worlds.
Yeah, it's I would say it's more like Instagram, because we go off of like, we like the quality content of your photos. So it's the purpose of it, like I said, is to get people more exposure to the, to the world. And so people will view you more off of the quality of the content that you post. So if you post, nice content photos on your stories and on your page, you're seeing more. So it has more of like that, more of an Instagram type of quality.
Okay, that's a great place to compete with them. And then you've got messaging on it, so people can message other users and talk back and forth. I messaged a few people asking what they thought of the app, and then there's something called trend setting on it, which is seems to be a theme. What is Trendsetter?
Okay, so the Trendsetters came from, like I said, I took things that I didn't like in other social media apps. So I wanted to give every user on this app, put them in a mindset of being, everybody's a trendsetter. Not only, like the celebrities, not only, the high profile people are trendsetters. Everybody's a trendsetter in their own way. So this app, you know what I mean, gives user that access to the platform to be able to, you know what I mean, be like, hey, I'm a trendsetter. I'm not just a follower. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not just following, you know? So, you know, we're called iFollow, you know what I mean? It's I follow, you lead, you know what I mean? Like you lead, I follow.
Okay.
And it's the concept of just put everybody in the mind that everybody can do something that everybody else likes. And the Trendsetter Anonymous that's the field where we display all users to every user in the app. So if you post public stories, you make the Trendsetters Anonymous page, no matter how many trenders you have, or no matter how many trends your picture has or views your picture has.
See, I like that. I grew up in the days with YouTube where if I posted a video, you know, there was like a page you would go to and it would be actual people that people like their videos. Like, it wouldn't be manipulated like it is now, where it's you know, whoever pays actually gets it. But it was great back then, because if you made a good video, and people would be like, hey, that's a good video, and you get to see it. And there was like a lot more options. Like there was like, I think 20 or 35 on the page that were trending. So, you know, you had more to whatever. I mean, YouTube is thinned it down to where it's like 5 people, their favorite people, and they shove like all the traffic for the whole thing there. I've gotten 2 trenders, 1 post, and 3 trendees on the system. So I had some people that were, I guess, making me a trendee or something, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. So if your trenders are the people who basically like added you, the trendees are the people that you've added.
Okay.
So we're running a contest right now called the Get Active Challenge, where we're challenging people to be more active on the app. You know, we're paying the top 2 most active users $125 each.
Oh, holy crap!
Or who's ever more active, you know, during this weekend span or whatnot.
All right, hey Jonathan, I gotta go because I gotta make me $125 here. I gotta start posting. No, that's awesome. Yeah, I saw the pop up for that, and I'm like, hey, that's a good deal there. And yeah, so I've just been kicking the tires and trying to figure out. And you've got like in the homepage, you've got the trending stories, and you know, just like you'd find on Instagram, you've got the posts of people that are your friends, and then you can see notifications. You can search for Trendsetters Anonymous. There's a whole mess of trendsetters on here. So this is pretty cool. When did you guys launch this thing?
We launched it on July 2nd officially.
So it's still brand new.
Yes, very brand new.
So if you know, here's the thing that my people used to do back in the day. My social media influencers, we're notorious for any time there's a new social media platform that comes out, we like all hoard into it. And because we want to be in the top, like when Meerkat came out, I was in the top 7 because I jumped in right away. And just as soon as I hear about any social media, I jump in, sign up, start banging stuff out, the way we are with content. And you do that because usually that can give you a leg up in being in one of the top influencers in this thing. So if you're out there, it's a great opportunity to jump in and you know, usually the people at the head start, you know, make it rock. My friend Justine, you know, she was on, I was thinking it was called Justin TV back in the day, and they were the pre-YouTube, and then YouTube came to her and said, hey, you know, why don't you bring your content, your following over to YouTube? And, you know, the rest is history. So this is a great opportunity to jump into a lot of these platforms that are new and go, hey man, I'm going to dominate and stick out. And usually with the way your thing works, you know, everyone's going to see him and follow him. And, you know, usually for something like this, where it's in a growth stage, whoever makes the best noise is going to end up being king of the platform almost.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. And that's what we've been encouraging, you know, people to get on the wave now, you know, because, you know, once it's there, you know, everybody's like, oh, I should have did it sooner, you know? So, yeah, I mean, get on, like you said, get on the wave now, because I can guarantee you, with the way we have everything set up for marketing and promo, within the next 3 to 6 months, like it's definitely going to be, you know, I mean, an app that takes off. We have some major updates, you know, I mean, coming within the app, which we're releasing updates right now almost once every 2 weeks. But we have something real big coming within the next month, I would say. within the next 4 weeks. And once it does come, like I said, like users do want to be ahead of the curve. So,
and you guys are US based, right?
yes, we are.
That's a bonus right now because we don't know if TikTok or WhatsApp. Like I've been watching people on TikTok like freaking out, like, yeah, my stuff's gonna disappear. So yeah, who knows what goes? I guess they got 45 days, so you might as well start making your content someplace that's safe in a US based app.
Yeah, my daughter, she uses. I have 2 daughters, one 8 and 12, and my 12-year-old, she uses TikTok a lot. So now she's converting over to, of course, the iFollow, but she sent me a post one day, and it was like, TikTok's being banned in 3 days, and she sent me a post with like the crying faces, like she's all worried, and I'm just like, don't worry about it, we'll try to pick up some of them users for TikTok, but we do have a part of our update that's coming. It is, we have a version of like what you can do on TikTok, but it will be. I don't want to give too much about it because I don't want other people to try and pick up. But we are going to give content creators it'll be a much nicer critiqued way, but that they'll be able to do their create their content, and that part of the app is going to be called Brave Video, in which it'll still be inside the iFollow app, but it'll be a form of like what you can do on TikTok to create content, nice content. So people will be able to do short trailer films, if they want to actually create music videos on there, like they will have enough, they'll be able to do it all.
Awesome sauce. So you guys founded this a company in 2018. You've launched here in the last month or so. I'd seen something in my research about bullying where it was going to be, I thought I saw something for bullying, didn't I?
Yes, we try to make it cyberbullying proof. Like the scenario I always give everyone is, like I said, I wasn't always who I am today. So, I used to have, friends who would have 20K followers on social media. And then you have another one who had, 1,500. And, this person gets 10,000 likes and this person gets 10 likes. And I witnessed a person, tell this person like, you're nobody. You only have 1,500 followers, followers on Instagram, and it sent that person into like a real, that really made them feel some type of way because it's like they felt like they weren't as important as the next person, and so what we did, that's why a lot of the privacy, like I said, we allow users to control who sees their trenders or trendies list, or we allow them, if you want viewers to see who trend your pictures or give you trend views on your story, like you could turn it on or turn it off at your discretion.
Nice.
So you don't have to worry about, you can tell this person you got 100,000 trenders. They would never know.
Oh, really? So you don't have to play that game. LinkedIn does that, where they just show that you have at least 500 followers, and it takes the value away. I mean, someone like me walks around and goes, yeah, maxed at 30. They maxed at like 30,000, but it takes away that whole value system, like you say, and where people, well, you're not worth as much because you don't have as many followers, that sort of thing. Yeah. You have 2 daughters, so you probably have some safety measures and security for women or people that are underage for the app, I guess.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, because that's important. I've seen, I've read, there was some New York Times or Washington Post stuff I read about these pedos that get on Instagram, and like little girls will make a post, and like within seconds, these guys are DMing them, and it's crazy. And stuff like that just makes me just go nuts over it. TikTok, who knows if they're going to be in business. So this gives you a great opportunity to scoop up some of their stuff. And I like the ideas. I think you have some privacy things that you kind of done your own thing with or spin on.
Yeah, I do. We give users, we also give users like another privacy setting is, you can select how long you want the post to last. So for normal users, we allow them to do 24 to 72 hours. And then like for like higher profile accounts, like people, you know what I mean? Like, of course, like you would want some of your content to be on there indefinitely.
Yeah.
So we give, you know what I mean? Like platforms like yourself, you know what I mean? Like the opportunity to post indefinite posts, but you may have things that you only want to last for, you know what I mean? Like not all day or, you know what I mean? For a certain amount of time. So we give you the option to, you know what I mean? For every post that you post, like you can pick how long a post lasts for.
I like that. It's like a merge between Snapchat and, you know, everything else, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like that because, you know, I've never been a big Snapchatter, but I'm a content creator and I love the longevity of content. Like people are still watching our videos from like 12 years ago on YouTube and all of our media. Like it's crazy. Like I had somebody the other day liking a quote from like 2012 on Twitter. And I was like, I don't remember tweeting that. And then I was like, oh, wow. I'm like, how far are they going? Like someone's like going back to my thing. Maybe they're trying to see if I said anything bad or something. Thank God.
Especially nowadays.
Yeah. Fortunately, I've always been a pretty good boy. I've told some jokes that, you know, we're kind of on the edge, you know, with religion and stuff. And people are like, yeah, we don't like that. So, but, you know, you try and entertain people and sometimes you step on some toes. So I like this where I can do that. So you've got the people that they love the Snapchat, they love the stories on Instagram. But, you know, for me, I think most times, you know, I'd be making posts and I like those posts to stay there forever, you know, and people just keep consuming them or they'll see your content or, you know, if they're stalking you.
Yeah.
Gotta love the stalkers and the, what do they call them? Where they never say anything, they never comment, but they're always watching you. So that's good. I like that. It merges the two things. That's the one thing I haven't ever liked about Snapchat. I'm like, I work too hard for my content. I don't want it to disappear.
Just go away. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not obviously posting anything controversial that, you know, I don't want an employer or someone to find out about. But I'm so glad that I grew up in the age where there wasn't internet, because I would have said if there would have been internet, you know, and social media back when I was a teenager, I would have said a lot of stupid crap that I'd probably really regret today. But you know, you just say stupid stuff when you're young. So, and then back then, no one knew what social media was anyway. So this is pretty cool. It's a good looking app. It's easy to understand. It's very intuitive. Like I was able to go in and go, okay, here, there's two different settings, for, chatting with people. There's like let me see if I can get to that screen.
Oh, you caught that? That's a hidden gem we have. Yeah.
So it was kind of funny. I wanted to message some people and just get their feedback on the thing. And it said, do you want to do a public or a private message? I think
normal talk or private talk.
Yeah, that was it. What's the difference there?
So normal talk is our messages that they, you know what I mean, they stay there until you or the other user who you're messaging until they remove them. Mm-hmm. So if with private talk or normal talk, if any user, like if you message me, if you delete them, it deletes from both of our inbox. Like there's no record of it or anything from.
Okay.
And then with the private talk, you can do the same thing, but whether you delete it or not, it automatically deletes after 12 hours.
So it automatically does it for you.
Yeah.
All right.
And
so
it's just
you use that for death threats and no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Kidding, folks.
No, I'm just kidding.
Well, that's pretty good. It goes away. I've sent messages to people that are like the wrong person, and then I'm like, oh man, I feel stupid. One time I sent a really funny TikTok video to a gal, and it was a joke about women that I probably shouldn't have sent. And she was really good natured. She's like, yeah, that was funny. I think it was a husband-wife thing. And I meant to send it to my guy friends who have wives. And she's like, yeah, that was funny, Chris. She still came on the podcast. She was great about it. But yeah, there's sometimes where you want to take those messages back. And most of these platforms, you can't. You're just, if you erase it, it says, we erased it on our end, but they still have it on their end. And you're like, oh, crap. But no, this is really cool. And you hit it at the right time because you've got, you know, like they say, I evidently he's got TikTok and WhatsApp in his sites. Trump does, and wants them put out of business. So WhatsApp is a huge messaging service, so we can do that there, and people can chat. Everybody I've talked to so far on the app has been pretty friendly, and they're posting their stuff. So I think it's pretty cool. You use some different terminology, layout, and messaging service to help protect the data of your users, and you guarantee 100% data privacy.
Yes.
Okay.
As you can see right now, a lot is going on with Facebook and its privacy policies and things like that. So one thing that we vow is like a lot of these social media platforms, they make money off of selling their data, their users' data or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And just as being, like one of them persons whose data was breached before or sold before, like that, like I just vowed that that's not something that we would do.
Yeah.
We're gonna stick to it.
And hopefully you won't do. I mean, right now I throw a lot of rocks at Zuckerberg. In fact, I'm my hashtag is FUCK Zuck, and Zuck resign. And I've been very upset, and of course a lot of advertisers are very upset with him allowing groups to be on that are destroying our society. I mean, like they recently got kicked the QAnon people off, a lot of racist off groups that were on there. Spencer, what was his name? Spencer, the one guy who runs the Nazi thing. They had they had Holocaust denial groups on there. I've been in a few of the what are they, the deplorables group for Trump, and the racism and disgusting stuff that's posted in there is just extraordinary. And what's funny is I early tried to call it out when it first started going, and I took pictures of some of the posts and stuff that was in there. And I have a lot of social media friends, and we're all kind of journalists, so we talk about this thing. And so I posted my thing, and I was like, look at the heinous stuff that's going on here. Here's just a few examples. And Facebook suspended the post. And I was like, wait, I can't post this on, the public feed, but these people can post the most heinous, ugliest stuff in the groups, and it's just fine.
And a lot of that's going on. They're doing that to a lot of people. A lot of people is upset with the part of that, because I know someone that they did that to. It was something going on in the group. It was some sexual. Minor sexual type, and they posted it just trying to expose it, and Facebook removed what they were trying to bring attention to.
No, I was just trying to bring attention to them, like
kind of backwards, right?
Yeah. And what's funny is you're like, wait, so there's a portion of the service I get in trouble if I post this, but people can just do whatever they want. And the scary thing is there's people that, like the Pizzagate thing. I mean, the dude went there to shoot up a pizza place. There's been a few other examples. I think there's been a few killings out of Facebook groups, or at least guys that were in there that got fired up with their stuff. So it is time for a new social media thing. And I'm all for Facebook going out of business or being shut down or regulated, because I'm tired of Mr. Zuck and his little behavior patterns. And a lot of advertisers are with us. They're giving him a hard time, and he's starting to comply a little bit. I don't know if he's going to keep doing it. He just hit like $100 billion in worth. He from every news thing that we see, he doesn't seem to care much. Jax does seem to care a little bit more over Twitter, and he's trying to do the right thing as much as he can. But your platform is very different than Twitter. It's really, like you say, more Instagram.
Yes.
Yeah. So it'll be good. I like competition too, to keep old Zuck on his toes. When Google Plus was around, it kept Zuck on his toes. But now that he's just kind of the fat cat in town, he's just been kind of sitting back. So what are some other aspects of the salient features of iFollow?
Some of the other features is like I was saying, like we have a lot of major updates coming within the next 2 to 4 weeks. So I don't want to put a lot of them features out there yet, but just some of the ones right now. Like I said, the layout of the app is totally different. Like we designed it to be like as if a person is like turning pages, you know what I mean? Like turning chapters in a book or whatnot. So it's like slide left, right, you know, it's not an up and down scroll. And we did that just to we wanted to get the feel, you know, see what people think about, you know what I mean, the different orientation of an app. So we did get like different feedback on it. You know, so we that was one of the things that I like it, but I know it's not what I like. It's what the users like. Yeah. So 75% of the users, you know, they like the up and down scroll. So we are going to end up, you know, one of the updates, we are converting it over to, you know, being an up and down scroll, and which it brought, it allowed us to do a lot more things, you know what I mean, on the platform with, you know, what we can do on per screen and whatnot. So we don't have public comments for normal accounts. But like for high profile and verified accounts, like we allow you all to have public comments, because I know you post things that sometimes you want the feedback of the people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we did that, like I said, to try and keep down a lot of the cyberbullying and things like that, because like I can go on and make a post and then I get, you know what I mean, get 1,000 comments, and 700 of the comments are all negative. And it's like, you send a person in a spiral sometimes, you know, like I've seen it happen, you know. Yeah. So we took that feature away from, you know what I mean, just regular accounts. So like I said, high profile accounts and verified accounts will have the option of having public comments or private comments.
You know, I like that. If I was a parent with kids, I would like that, because especially young girls, because they're so, you know, they're so subjective to criticism, and yeah, there are times where I wish there was videos. I mean, between YouTube comments, but I remember one time somebody just wrote me some heinous reply on Twitter, and I wrote him back, and I'm like, "Oh, what the heck, dude?" And he goes, "Twitter, this is the place where you're supposed to troll each other." And I'm like, "No, dude, you don't understand. Social media is about trolling and hating other people. It's about the brilliant exchange of ideas. That's what social media is for." It's like, oh, I never really thought of it that way. I'm like, yeah, dude. Like, what would this world be if we all just sat around and trolled each other? You know, like, yeah, that would be productive. So I like that concept, and maybe that's a brilliant concept, because then, you know, just the grown-ups can get the comments, and the people who are grown up can comment. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see how it goes. But you know, I mean, I've had some of the most. I mean, I remember one time on YouTube, I was told that I should kill myself because my review wasn't perfect in their mind. Like, the whole value of my life was dependent upon a 3-minute technology review video. Wow. I'm like, seriously? Like, I hope you're not a parent, because you're going to kill your kid if, you know, you spilled the milk on the floor. It's time to go, buddy. The value of your life is just nil. I'm just like, holy crap, what's wrong with you, man, where you're doing that? I mean, I've been told, you have fat fingers, so you must be fat. Well, you know, I always love when they do that to me. They go, "You're fat." I have like one video where I weigh 350 pounds, so I get like free burger. And I went to this whole the free tourist trap place. So I did the video for entertainment purposes, and you have all these people that go, "You're fat," and you're like, "Wow, man, you just gave me an epiphany that I had no idea I was fat." Like, thanks for waking me up to that. So right? Yeah, I like the idea of maybe limiting those comments, because then you can kind of keep it to the grown-ups, or at least people that behave well. You know, maybe that's what you could do. I mean, I don't mean to give you ideas. This might be your idea already, but maybe you could have one of those things where if people comment too crappy, then they get kicked out of the comment sections or something. I don't know.
You know, that's a setting that we actually allow the users. So say if a person is, you know, say if a person is always commenting inappropriately on something that you post, you will have the option to block that person from being able to comment on your post, but they can still watch and see your post. We also have a feature where we allow users, like, you know, like, you can't. Okay, let me give you examples. On Facebook, you can see who viewed your profile. I mean, who viewed your story, right? Mm-hmm. And everybody can see who likes your posts and comments on your posts, right? And on Instagram, you can see who viewed your story, and same thing, like everybody can see who liked your posts and things like that. And then on Snapchat, you can see who viewed your story, but no one else can, right? Mm-hmm. So now imagine a platform where you can allow users to be able to inside of your life. Like I can allow you, I can turn it on if I want you to see who view my story or who trends my post, and I can take you out of it, but I can still see it whether I have it on or off. You know what I mean? Awesome. So I can let you into that, you know what I mean, into them sites if I want to. So I said that to say that I haven't seen a platform yet that allow a user to see every person who views their profile as a whole. Mm-hmm. Now, on Instagram, you have insights where it tells just, hey, you reached 152,000 people, you know, but it doesn't tell you the 152,000 people who see your profile, right? Mm-hmm. So we're given an option, and it was something that I thought was unique because I always wanted to know, like, hey, who's looking at my page? You know what I mean? Like, who's looking at it? Mm-hmm. So we have a feature where you can actually see the people who view your profile, whether they view your story or view any of your posts as a whole. So if they click on your name and see your profile, you would see, hey, Jonathan Viverette looked at Chris Voss' profile.
Nice. You know, I like that because one of the problems we have, especially with our social media network that we have a lot of times on Facebook, is we get what we call, we call them like networking wormers. And what it'll be like scam guys from like Nigeria. And what they'll do is they'll get somebody in the circle to accept them as a friend, and then they'll get in, and then they'll start friending everybody in the circle, and they start getting in your thing. And then they start like stealing profiles. You've seen that stuff where you get this profile and you're like, hey, that's Bob's profile. Like, what's going on? And they're like writing you, hey, this is Bob. Can you send me some money? And you're like thinking, wait, what's going on? And we find that, and they will literally infiltrate a whole thing. I actually had a scam artist guy who was starting a business. He infiltrated our whole circle, and then he started saying he started raising money for a scam artist business by saying that we were, you know, people were in the thing. Oh, I've talked to Chris. He's in for it. So are you in for it? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. And then people, hey, did you endorse this thing? And dude, it was like a nightmare mess. And so I like that, keeping people out of the circles or knowing who all your followers are and stuff, because I've seen a lot of that go on. And then it gets weird. It gets like really weird. And then you got to tell everybody, all your friends, hey man, this guy's crazy. One time, I had the guy who had started, remember the revenge porn? Remember that first came out? And there was that one guy who did it. Somehow that guy got out of jail, and he started following all of us worming through our friends. And they send you friend requests, and you accept them because you're like, well, if Bob said they were good people, they must be good people. Yeah. And and then he started saying other things about my dog who was dying of cancer, and that wasn't pretty at all. But so I like the idea of being able to regulate who can see that, who can comment, and everything else. You can have a whole lot more privacy controls. If I was a parent, I want that for my kids too. I don't want to expose to some of the hateful things people say. Yeah,
I definitely agree with you. So,
do you anticipate monetizing it? I know TikTok was talking about monetizing it. That's one of the reasons I stay on YouTube, is because I get paid for it. A lot of people are like, how can you not do more on other platforms? I'm like, there's no cash.
We do. From my understanding, and you know, I mean, with talking with my team, I haven't seen anyone who's done it yet, but we will be trying to be the first app. As long as we can get the content creators there, where you will, you know what I mean, like for the content you create, once you're past a certain amount of followers, and depending on what type of content you post, you will not only whatever you get from brands, you know what I mean, like we have nothing to do with that. You can make as much money as from brands you want, but as long as you're active on our app, we will, you know what I mean, like, you know what I mean, have a arrangement set up with you where we pay you so much money as well, you know what I mean, just for being on our app and being active on our app. So not only will you get you know what I mean, get paid from Nike, but you get paid from iFollow as well for doing the same thing that you're doing, you know what I mean, just for being you.
Yeah. Nike, unfortunately, doesn't take any sponsors with me. I think it's because I just look so athletic. They're like, Chris, we want someone who actually leaves the house and plays some sports every now and then. And I'm like, come on, man, I look good in shoes. I mean, Don't fat guys need cool shoes too? Anyway,
we can change that for you. I have a connected Nike. She's
a connection to Nike. All right. The only problem is they'll be like, hey, we need some pictures of you out using them shoes, and I'll be like, I can't. Let's like shoot them into the because we review a lot of products, so they'll be like, hey, we got to see the you got to run in the damn things. They're running shoes, fool. So there you go. What are you guys going to do with advertisers and the sponsors and things? How are you guys going to handle that?
Where we are, I haven't really, I would say we're trying to like pick the people that we advertise with, like very, very, we're not going to advertise with every person that wants to advertise on the app. So we're, picking them, like apart, like to be, like we only want to advertise with people who have the same type of vision that we have, we don't want to run into the same, issues that they're having on all these other apps. Of course, anybody that starts a business, like starting a business is because you want to make money.
Yeah.
All money's not good money. I wouldn't advertise with Pornhub, like, it's just certain things that you don't allow, you try to keep out of your platform. And I just want to, try and keep this platform, like uplifting. I don't want it to be turned out to be depressing or, to be like Facebook, to be honest, Facebook is like a news outlet. Like people go to Facebook because it's like watching the news.
Yeah.
And we don't want it to be like that. We want it to be where it's, you come here to see good content, like to see creativity, and to uplift people like, hey, I like that photo you did. Like I posted a photo in front of the Hollywood sign where, like I was caught jumping up in the air, like I was touching the Hollywood sign, and the caption was like, I captioned it as it's almost impossible to achieve your goals if you're not to reach your goals if you're not jumping to achieve them. And I got so much positive feedback on it. And it's just like, that's what I want, feedback like, hey, people, hey, you should post it, you should frame that, blow it up and frame it, like that caption. And a lot of the quotes and things I come up with, they're things that I created on my own. So I just got a lot of positive feedback from it. And just like you said, everybody that's on the app, like I do communicate with people on there. I allow people to message me. I message you back. Like, I don't think I'm too big or I'm too good to talk to anyone or, any of that, I talk to people and I think that's cool. So that once it does get bigger, people could be like, hey, I actually, this guy's pretty down to earth. He messaged me back on the app.
Yeah. Who was that guy who was at MySpace? Was it Mike? It was the dude everyone wanted to see in MySpace. And like some people early on had talked to him and knew him. And it was pretty funny. In fact, my friends early on knew Jack and Biz and Ed Williams. I sat with him and talked to him, and Twitter was an interesting thing because Twitter was a clown car that crashed into success. They had no idea what they were doing until developers and users like me show them how what they should do with it, and then they became billionaires. So there's that story. But they still for 10 years have been a clown car crashing into success. So thankfully you've got all this mileage from all these different platform creators, and you've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly, and so you can approach it where the problem back then was it was so revolutionary and like it was just the Wild West really when it came down to it. And so now you can look at it with your guys' app, and you can hopefully skip a lot of the failures and do a lot of the successes.
Yeah.
And I like the fact of pictures. It's the news is so depressing nowadays. No one wants the news.
Yeah. And if you notice, like we don't you can't post statuses on that app. Like you can't write words. You have to post a picture or video.
Oh, there you go. That's important to take and have. Pictures are better, especially when you want to just tune out. You want to look at pretty pictures, see people live their lives. A lot of people do memes and stuff, and it's just much more interesting. And then you guys have live video on the stories, right?
Yes, we have live video. It's only integrated in like the stories part of it. We don't allow it from like, because you can post. You have two separate ways you can post. Like you can post from your story on your homepage, and you post on your page from your profile page. So within the homepage, you can, when you're adding a story, you actually can do a live video as well. And that live video is not only publicized to your trenders, it's publicized to all the users on the app.
You know what's funny is I've been giving LinkedIn hell for 2 years because they can't get their live video distributed out to everybody. This is Microsoft that owns it, and they can't even get live video down. I just wrote another article, just put them through the ringer. So congratulations.
Thank you.
You're better than LinkedIn at this point. For a billion years. It's like a joke. I'm just like, what's going on? Like, the press department doesn't even want to talk to me anymore. They're just like, oh God, it's Chris again with his articles on why we're stupid.
Really?
Yeah, it's you know, I saw that in Google Plus, and it was interesting to me. One of the problems with Google Plus was Google ran it and owned it, and LinkedIn used to be a public company, and so they were the independent, so they, you know, rock and roll, and then Microsoft took them over and buried them and made them a private company. It seems like when these private companies, like Google's had just so many failures of social media apps, Buzz, Google Plus. I think I was in the top 12 of Google Plus at one time. All these different platforms die, and it's usually because they're not independent. They've got, you know, corporate oversight from a bigger monster. But yeah, it's funny that you guys have it and LinkedIn can't get it together.
I never knew that.
Yeah, it's something I've been giving them hell on, and then I've been seeing a bunch of crap lately with anti-masker stuff and conspiracy theory stuff, and that's one of the other big problems with, like, a lot of people are having with Facebook is they'll allow that crap to be on their platform, and there's just some stuff that should not be allowed to be on a platform, you know, Nazism, racism, the crazy conspiracy stuff that shouldn't be on there. So
especially with them being so big, like, it should be easier to catch.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that hard. You can find them on the internet all the time. I mean, half the time I log into my social media, I'm going in to play whack-a-mole to be like, oh, there's another person unfriended. Yeah, thanks for sticking your head up and posting that stupid crap you just posted, because now you ain't my friend. I'm really picky at who I keep around. So any other aspects you want to plug about the iFollow app?
Not, like I said, I just want people, you know what I mean? I just want people to be able to just be comfortable, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean, come to this platform to, you know what I mean, I want it to feel like a home, you know, like we call it a home hub. It's because we want everybody to feel, you know what I mean, like connected to one another. So you just come here, you know what I mean, where you can post good content, post unique memories, share with your friends and your family, and get to meet, you know what I mean, unique people around the world who, you know what I mean, who's not gonna, you know what I mean, like degrade you, you know what I mean, or give you that negative energy. We want it to just be positive vibes only. So we know
that would be awesome.
Yeah, we know that you're gonna get some to try to come in. Sure. But my team, we do try and do a great job, you know what I mean, where we keep that off. Like, we've had a couple of them, you know what I mean, that they were kicked off like immediately right away. Yeah. So we do monitor the app a lot. We do watch, you know what I mean, almost every account that's created. So we do have, you know, we send out notifications letting people know, hey, if you don't upload a profile picture, if you don't, you know what I mean, like if you don't have if your name's not up to date and your information not up to date, like we'll blacklist you. You won't be able to be on the app, just so we can try to keep that type of stuff out. You know,
that's one of the things that I always hated about Twitter, the eggs, you know, the dead accounts on Twitter, and you'll see them everywhere. And I'm like, just kick those people off. And the worst thing is they'll lock down usernames that no one can use. Like, I have one client, he's trying to get a username that this guy has almost never used from like 2009. He's never used the account. I think he tweeted like 3 times, and my client's like, I'd pay like a lot of money to have that name. And like, they just let it go on forever. And you're just like, get rid of all these eggs. I know the reason they don't is because it makes it look like there's a lot of users.
Yeah.
But they're not, you know, they're not DAUs. They're not daily active users. Yeah. So It makes the platform look big, and Twitter needs all the help it can get for being behind Facebook. But it's starting to come into its own. But still, I mean, just get rid of the dead accounts, man. If they can come back and re-sign up later, like whatever.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have verification coming up soon, or sometime in the near future, I guess.
Yes. We have it now. I think we actually we have it now. And speaking of it, we'll get your account verified as well.
Okay.
So we do have verification.
Do you want me to hold up my driver's license here so that you can just verify?
That is not with you. Like if so, like a lot of the high profile accounts that's coming now, like they're coming through, like PR, or they're coming directly, like through myself. Like I dealt directly with Hollywood Unlocked, so I was able to make sure they were able to get verified. But your account, like once it's verified, it would say verified, and by your name, it'll have like a black diamond in the orange circle.
Oh,
cool. Letting it know that, hey, this person is verified and whatnot. So
Black Diamond, cool. I'm a Kiss fan, so that's cool. They have a cool song called Black Diamond.
Black Diamond.
I'm not a skier though, so I'm not doing that Black Diamond or slope. But no, I think this is cool, and it comes at an appropriate time. Advertisers are sick of Facebook. Everyone's sick of Facebook. I talk to.
I see a lot of them for their ads.
Dude, they're getting murdered in the press, and Zuck just is like, I don't give a Zuck. And
network keeps going up.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of it. The other thing is too is it's a good time because people are stuck at home, so they look at their computers. Like even my podcast has been going up. One of the things that quarantine happened, I was like, well, the great thing is there's gonna be a lot of people sitting around listening to the Chris Voss Show.
Yeah,
my YouTube videos, went up the volume and everything. I'm like, well, this is what, the new normal. So this should be pretty cool. And I like some of the different guardrails that you're putting into the system to build a good, healthy system. And I think how you start it from the beginning is going to make a difference in how you guide it along so that it doesn't turn into, a giant cesspool like 4chan or I think 8chan. I think 8chan got shut down, but keeping some of that stuff out is just so important. And I think there's probably going to be regulations coming, at least for Facebook. I know they're under scrutiny by most of the AGs in the nation because of some of their unscrupulous activity. So it's a great space to be in, where you guys can pick up those users and people that are sick of Facebook's BS and other companies. So
yeah.
That should be good. And advertisers are sticking with it too, so that gives you some opportunity. If you have it in at Nike, you should get Colin Kaepernick to come on, give him a verified account and all that good stuff. That would be huge. I mean,
yeah, it would.
That dude pulls huge everywhere, man. He kills it. I think it's funny. I think they should award him a NFL team. I'm all for that. They should just give him like a court settlement. He just gets one of the teams or something.
That is part of his agreement.
Yeah, like
I liked him before. I used to like him when before all of this this stuff started going on with him. And I feel like like what happened with him is it's unfortunate, and I feel like he should have been allowed an opportunity to be back on to do what he loved to do best. But I stand with the people that stand with him. The support he's getting is definitely big.
I asked some people, and we've had some discussions on it because we've talked a lot about Black Lives Matter, and I'm like, I wonder if somebody should sit down at the end of his career and go, was he more influential and more powerful because of what happened, or would he have been less powerful if he'd just been a quarterback and run of the mill? I mean, he wasn't a run-of-the-mill quarterback. I remember his pictures of him, the way he was built, and he worked out and stuff. I was like,
yeah,
that dude. I got to go start working out, man, because that dude's getting the babes, and I'm not. But no, it'll be interesting to see how this develops. It sounds like you have some really good intentions. You want to go some good, wholesome places with it. And that's one of the other things too that I've always been shocked about on Twitter is that you can find porn on Twitter. And I know it's hard with something that is that big of a platform. People upload it, and you kind of have to wait for people to catch it. But there's some accounts that will have like a whole thing, and it'll just come up, and I'll just be like, "What is that?" And I'll be like,
"Yeah."
And it's upsetting to me because I know that children are on the platform, and I'm like, this isn't something that if I had a 15-year-old or 12-year-old, or I mean, technically most of these platforms, they can't be under 13. If I had a child on here, I wouldn't want them seeing that, or especially some of the stuff that's on. It's pretty. You're just like, holy crap! But then you see the whole count. It's like got a whole wall of this stuff, and you're just like, how did that?
Yeah. No, I'm not a Twitter user, but like I know like one of my friends, like he's on Twitter, and like one of my partners who work with me, she's a female. Like, and she's on Twitter, and sometimes I catch her rolling down Twitter. I'm like, what are you watching? You know what I mean? Like, and it's literally, like you said, it's a whole page. And even with Facebook, like I get a lot of friend requests from these accounts, you know what I mean? And as soon as you click, before I friend anybody, I click on their profile. Yeah. As soon as you click on the profile, it's like, hey, see my content here. And it's just like, nah, delete it,
Yeah, anytime I see a cute girl like friending me on Facebook,
you already know.
I know exactly what that webcam is. Yeah, just deny. I try and report them because usually they have porn on the thing, and I'm just like, dude, I mean, you don't know who's on the other side. This could be a kid, someone under 18, and at that point I used to love watching in the day, who was that guy who bust all the pedophiles? I'm Chris Hansen. Yeah, it was Chris Hansen, the Chris Hansen show. I used to love watching that.
The Chris Hansen show, yeah.
Yeah, and he busts all those dudes. But yeah, so anyway, it sounds like you guys have the best intentions for this app, and it's a good time, and maybe hopefully you can be a Facebook killer. I'm all for that.
Hope so.
Yeah, it's time for a new thing. They've had their 10 years. Bye. Go by MySpace. So anything more you want to tell us, Jonathan, about what you guys have going on there at the iFollow app?
Yeah, we are looking for, like content. Like I said, like a lot of content creators, we're looking for creative content writers as well. We're looking for, just different people that can, help us within the app. We're trying to hire a content reviewer right now for a lot of the content that is posted on the app. Like most of it, like is done by like my development team now. But I'm trying to take my development team off of having to, keep their eye on that and put, specific teams around it, because people do try it. Like within our first week launch, and like we had 3 accounts who did try it. To bring, like that.
The bad stuff.
The bad stuff to the app, and it was we were immediately able to see it and immediately able to get it out. So we are looking for people to, be in control of that. We give them access to it. And if anybody's interested, they can reach us at info@ifollowapp.com. You can email us, let us know what you like about the app, what you want to see in the app, what you don't like about the app. You can advertise on the app right now for like small businesses.
Really?
You can advertise right now for, you can boost posts and things like that for an average of $10 a day. Just flat out. And like I said, your profile, whatever you boosting is displayed to, our thousands of users that we have already. So.
That's awesome sauce. Well, everyone, check out the app. Give us the .com so people can go look it up and download the app and all that good stuff.
You can check us out. Like I said, the .com is www.ifollowapp.com. That's ifollowapp.com. We also have, we're on Instagram at the official iFollow app. You can check us out on there as well. We do post content on there. You can like us on Facebook if you like, iFollow. But mostly you can find us at the iFollow on the iFollow app itself. We only use the other platforms just to promote, and get users. So
download the app, check it out, get your name reserved on there and all that good stuff. This is, like I say, this is what we always do. Anytime we see a new social media app, we jump on. I'm always real big on trying to get my name on there the way I want it. I beat the other Chris Vosses on there. That's always important to me. I own like all the at Chris Voss is pretty much everywhere except for the .com. old guy had bought it like 1 million years ago, and then it got loose after he passed away, and I'd offered to buy it 1 million times, but I own everything but the .com. So anytime a new platform comes up, I try and capture my name on it.
Try and get it.
So it's a good time for people that are looking around. You're sweating TikTok. iFollow is an American company, so you don't have to worry about getting the rug pulled out from under you. There's all these people that are over there going, "Oh, I'm gonna lose everything," So go to an American-based app, and you'll have a good chance. And it sounds like you guys are doing the right thing. Thanks to my audience for tuning in. Thanks to Jonathan for being with us on the show. You'll find me on the iFollow app. You can follow. I should plug myself, huh? You can find me on the iFollow app. I have a thing there under Chris Voss. So go over there and follow me, and then maybe I'll get a verification, or I'll get like I don't know.
Go over there and trend them, y'all. Go trend them.
I'll be in the top trending. So there you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. We certainly appreciate you guys being here. To see the live version of this, go to youtube.com. Fortunately, that's Chris Voss. Hit that bell ding notification. And also go to the ECPPN or Chris Voss Podcast Network to see all 9 of our podcasts there. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Be safe, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, Chris Voss. Appreciate it.